What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. So today we got a little bit of a sad video for you. So one of the more well-known track creators in the MX Bikes community, and a person whose tracks I've come to really enjoy over the last 2 years or so. His name is Endo Creations. He is unfortunately leaving the community. He has just released 4 tracks for us, which is Roosters Nest and Stallion Springs in a forward and reverse direction. All to do with 125 scaling, not serious tracks by any means, meant to be taken as a bit of fun. I have played one of them already. I mean, the one that I played was more like a hybrid style of track, you know, a bit supercrossy. Oh my god, what happened there? A bit supercrossy in an outdoor setting, and it was really good fun. So I'm going to try out all of them for you in today's videos, and hopefully we can have a bit of fun along the way, find some big boy lines to hit, because there was some nice, massive lines that I could hit on the other track, and just kind of enjoy the last of, in my opinion, one of the best track creators in the game's works. So, Endo has mentioned that the reason he is leaving the community is, at first, I thought it was something to do with paid tracks. Turns out that is not the case, actually. It's more to do with the community and the direction of the game. So, in his words as well, he's found that some people can tend to be quite toxic despite all of the work that he puts into the tracks, and I've seen it firsthand as well. There's been some tracks on MXB mods that I've downloaded and quite enjoyed. You know, I consider myself a above average level player, and I see some people complaining, saying that tracks like bad, this and that, and a lot of it comes down to it being an actual skill issue. I know I always joke saying them words, but in this case it does seem to be like that, and I do feel sad for track creators, not even just Endo alone, but other people that put a lot of work into their tracks, for people just to turn around and say that it's bad because they can't hit every corner 5th gear tapped. And it's a real shame to see, and it seems like it's got to the point where he no longer kind of loves making tracks anymore, which is completely understandable. Also, other reasons being the game at the moment is in a little bit of a broken state, you know, with the tractions all over the place, and it kind of makes or breaks tracks sometimes. We could wake up to a new tyre update tomorrow, which could completely ruin a bunch of tracks for people. That would have to be completely redone, as well as the uphill physics being quite broken. I know that probably restricts quite a lot of creativity from track creators when they can't make tracks as hilly or as steep as they might like, in fear of the bikes just like exploding into orbit halfway up a hill. And I completely understand that. I can see why he's fallen out of love with it as well. And he hopped in my stream the other day and mentioned that there's some personal stuff going on there behind the scenes as well, which is not my place to talk about. So if he ever wants to come out and say that publicly, he's welcome to do so. But I just hope that he gets better along the line, and if he ever wants to return, I'm going to be the first one to greet him with open arms, because his tracks have been some of my favourite ones to ride over the last 2 years. Some tracks a little bit of a smaller project. I know he's done a few JGMX tracks from MX Sim that he's transferred over to bikes and edited to make it work with the bike's physics. Some absolutely huge projects like Coral Bay, the Endo Compound, and just recently as well, he was the winner of the 4-hour track building competition that Dylan and myself kind of posted / covered. Mostly didn't. I'm not going to take any credit for that. I just made the video. So a very talented individual, and it will be a shame to see him go. Oh, get over that. There we go. So what my goal is to do for you guys today, at first I was thinking of maybe doing a lap of every single track that he's released, until I realised that there are 17 of them tracks, which is going to take a hell of a lot of time. So instead I thought we'll load up this 125 track pack that he's released for us, have a ride around each one, have a little bit of fun, and just enjoy what will be the last of more of the higher quality sort of tracks. That triple to the inside was very nice there. Oh, that's not the jump that I thought it was. This is the jump that I thought it was. I don't think I've got the speed to get over this. Oh, stretch it out. Oh, that could make a nice thumbnail. That felt really good. And so this track this is normal Rooster Nest, I believe. After this, I'm going to hop on Rooster Nest Reverse, and then we're going to do Stallion Springs and Stallion Springs Reverse as well. So yeah, I've done one of the Stallion Springs tracks yesterday, just in my own time for a bit of fun. Super fun, enjoyable track. Very hybrid-like, very supercrossy type sections, but because of the scaling, it just works. I mean, they're designed for 125, so of course it's going to work well on them, but it's just really nice. And I find I've been riding the old 125s quite a lot recently, and they are some of my more fun times to have on this game. There's just something about hitting a corner absolutely pinned on a two-stroke that gives me that good feeling. I'm not going to take this inside. Let's try the outside instead. Oh, never mind. I cut down by mistake. You saw absolutely nothing. Let's spin around here. There we go. So, yeah, it's 17 tracks in total that Endo has released, which is very, very impressive. And never charged a penny for any of them. Has got a donate link, so if anyone did appreciate his work over the last few years, then by all means go and show him a little bit of love. It's very rare that you get this much from someone for absolutely free over this amount of time as well. So big thank you to Endo for all he's done for us. And the tracks themselves, they cover like multiple disciplines, I want to say. So he's got some motocross stuff in there. He's got some big compounds. I'm not sure if there's ever been like a dedicated supercross only track. Might have to double check that. But then we've also got, there was even a bike life track in there as well, which I didn't even know existed. Like, it's called like MX Bike City, something like that, which I've never played before, and I don't even think I've seen anyone else play it. So I was quite surprised to scroll through his profile and see some things I hadn't seen. So I thought I'd covered everything from him, to be completely honest. Get over that. Where is the finish line? We're going to hit the finish line, which is just around the corner here, and then I'm going to load up the second track, and we'll run a few laps of that as well and see how it goes. Right, Roosters Nest reversed. So actually the decals on this and the actual setting itself is different, which is quite nice. It's quite well, it's like the golden hour. Like, look how reflective my bike is. That looks sick. Big fan of that. I've not seen this sort of like lighting used before. I have got Hurren's reshade on. So hang on, what was it like if I turn it off? That's a little bit less, but no, that looks really cool. So this is essentially a reverse version of the track that I just played, and probably, oh my god, survive. There we go. And probably just had the jump faces redone to make it suit this a bit more. What's this bad boy like in reverse? Oh my god, there we go. I want to say a lot of these tracks, I feel like they are very, very like intermediate level friendly. So some of the rhythms are a little bit difficult, but then you haven't really got to carry much speed to get over the jumps. So being built for a 125 is 100% the case. I could not imagine trying to ride a big bike around here. Does that say American online tournaments? I'm not sure if I've seen that before. I might have to do some Googling, see if there's any races that I've been missing out on. But let's carry on. Let's get some laps under our belt, see how it goes. Up and over this bad boy. I'll go left around here. Oh my god! Boing! And thank you, Pivoso. And we pull away again. Love that. I've been finding recently, I know it's all to do with like RNG and like the game being a bit funky, but more and more recently I've been having it where the game will just, it won't let me crash. It just have me flopping around like a fish for a good 5 seconds or so, whilst I'm sitting there getting more and more frustrated, spamming the reset button, waiting for it to stop moving. And sometimes I feel like taking clips, just sending Pivoso and just saying, will you let me bloody fall off the bike so I can get going again, please? Because it can be so frustrating, especially in like a race scenario where you're trying to get going as quick as possible and the bike's just doing its own thing. And I have found out, apparently, so there's something to do with the legs. The legs will try and keep you up on the bike all the... Oh, that was a weird FPS drop. It will try and keep you up on the bike all the time you're on the throttle. So what I usually do in those situations, when I'm getting a bit wild, is I'll keep the throttle on, because in my mind, hopefully the bike will straighten itself back up. But found out that that's not the case, and I've been doing it completely wrong, and I need to start shutting off the throttle. I don't want to hit that inside bump again. Lovely. I need to start getting off the throttle, and apparently that will help with the slow physics a bit. But that is something that is right up there on my my wish list at the moment for bikes, is sort out those low speed physics, which hopefully in turn also affects the hills. As a massive enduro fan myself, and I'm sure other people in the enduro community can attest to, probably the most frustrating thing in the game at the moment, enduro-wise, is trying to go up like really steep climbs, and getting halfway up it, the bike deciding actually don't really want to do this, and yeah, just spitting you off and back down the hill. I mean, there's ways to counteract it. You can like lean in a certain amount, having the right amount of throttle, making your bike set up so it's almost like a chopper, like as long as possible. But we shouldn't have to do that, you know. And I feel like as well that, as I said earlier, one of the reasons why Endo unfortunately is going to be leaving the track building scene, I'm guessing it just really limits his creativity as a track builder. And I know in real life, the tracks that I've been to that tend to be on more on the hilly side, they do tend to be the more enjoyable tracks to ride on. So, guessing it could be the same in game if we wasn't so limited. There's a few tracks that kind of get away with it, but I'm going to drop a little bit of a spoiler at the moment, and I'm hoping that Jamie doesn't mind me saying this. But the Rubicon, the very famous track from MXOS 83 Reflex, custom track, is on its way to being put into this game. Jamie's working on getting it ported over, and I have done a beta test of it. And I said there's some sections on there where the hills just don't work for this game. You get so sketchy, which means obviously they have to adjust the corners beforehand, maybe how steep the hill is. So I know, I mean, I guess from that firsthand that it is a big limiting factor on these track creators and what they can and can't do. So I'm always I try and remain as positive as possible, especially on this game, because it's such a huge part of my, I want to say, success on YouTube. I mean, I wouldn't have the following that I do if it wasn't for this game and the videos that I made on it. And I suppose that's why you guys keep coming back as well, because you like watching it. But I wish it would progress a little bit faster than it is. You know, Beta 18 at the moment that's being worked on, there's so many good quality of life features in there that I just want it to be released rather than more and more stuff be worked on, just to keep the community a bit happier. But I am not the developer at the end of the day. I can only do so much. I am but a singular voice in a very large community. But even to my knowledge, out of all the stuff that's been implemented so far for Beta 18, a lot of it's to do with like crashing to desktop, like loading times, things like that. Nothing really to do on the physics side of things. So it does need looking at, which is a shame, which is why I'm also excited to be in the position I am, because like games like Tracked AR, the new MX, I was about to say new MXOS ATV game, that is not correct, the new Motocross Chasing the Dream game, they're all really exciting prospects to me, and I want them to succeed and I want them to do well. And I feel like we're in a weird place in the moment in terms of motocross gaming community, where we've not got a whole lot to work with. You know, we've got Sim, which is definitely is starting to show its age, I won't lie, but then we get the new MX versus ATV games, we get the new Supercross games each year, and they don't do it for me. I can't speak for everyone, because some people probably really enjoy them, but for me, it's just not my cup of tea, not something that I can see myself coming home after a day from work and sitting down and actually enjoying. You know, I think if I wasn't even a content creator, I probably wouldn't be buying them in the first place, because I buy them to make videos on them, and I feel like I've probably saved you guys a bunch of money over the last year or so by showing how rough some of the new AAA games have been. Oh, get over that. And I feel like I don't even know where I'm going on this tangent, just shitting on the newer games, but oh no, progress. Yeah, I want the games that we know and enjoy to keep progressing and keep getting better and better. Stallion Springs time, here we go. And I will say, it's really sad, but I noticed this when I was playing yesterday. That windmill right in front of me, I didn't know that it was spinning at first, and I saw it out the corner of my eye, and I was like, that's really cool. And how sad is that for whilst playing a track, just to catch a random windmill moving and think how impressive it is? It just goes to show like the standard that we've set ourselves recently. So this is the straightforwards version, like the normal version of Stallion Springs. This is the one that I've played, so hopefully I don't squid about too much and can give you guys something half decent to watch. Oh, so far I want to say that it is my favourite of the three that I've done. The actual decals and stuff are very appealing on the eyes. I love the lighter coloured decals. It just makes it easier for me to ride, especially when I'm running Hurren's reshade settings. Sometimes it can make the contrast get a little bit wild on the darker tracks. Oh, that's slowly, careful. Up and over this, and oh, I didn't quite get it. There are some very big boy lines, as you can see. We can send some big old triples. This is a single, that is a single. And this, let's go skirt to the right. It's amazing just how quickly I forget layouts of tracks. I literally played this yesterday, and I want to say I've done maybe I've done between 5 and 10 laps to the point where I knew where I was going and I could actually hit or clean that. Not the case anymore. Riding like an absolute spode. Oh, this is going to be a big bounce. And I believe this is a wall jump. Yeah, there we go. So I remembered that at least. Right, come on. There's something so satisfying. Okay. Thank you, Pavoso. Very cool. Something very satisfying about the 125s on this game. And what I will do is, because I know it's going to be asked for, I will try and find the link to this this model swap for you and pull it down in the description. I don't believe it has any shadows. I think it might be a little bit incomplete unless there's been an update to it. I'm not sure. I think I downloaded it when it first came out and I've not checked back since. You also can't get your number on it unless you've got a PSD, but absolutely clueless as to where you would find that. Oh my god, I thought that triple was bigger than it was. Survive. It's fine. It's good. Keep going. Smile to the cameraman. And we carry on again. Just going to check. Oh, I should have tripled it. I should have tripled it. Come on. Write it out. Lovely job, late. And right, let's try and get a good lap in. I feel like I've squidded so far. I don't think I've done a single good lap on any of these tracks. I'm not doing them much justice at all. I do apologise, Endo. Right, row round here. I'm going to check up on this one a little bit this time, not send it. Lovely. Down to the inside. Scrub this. Down in second gear. Smile to that cameraman as well. Smile to those camera people. Well, there's a lot of camera people around it. Up and over. Triple into the turn. Alright, and the tabletop. Actually downsided it a decent amount that time. Up and over. Around the outside. Up and over again. And this is the one where I've got to check up a little bit. Check up a little bit again. You can see, once you get a bit of a flow going, really, really enjoyable stuff. I'm going to send this, see where I end up. Oh, we've OJ'd the triple. Boing. It's fine, we survived. And then this was a triple as well, wasn't it? Up and over that. Oh, I've OJ'd this as well. Stay on the track. Stay on the track. Stay on the track. And I didn't stay on the track. God damn it. Oh, but yeah, this one so far has got to be my favourite out of the three that we've played. I'm interested to see what the reversed version is going to hold, but I'm going to do one more lap. I'm probably going to screw myself over as well by riding the 125 so much, because I've got I'm live streaming again today, the day that I'm recording this, which is the 20th. It's Tuesday the 20th. And I've got like an open series race for RSG. Hopefully it doesn't get cancelled. And that is on 250s and 450s. I think I can ride a 125, but let's be honest. On some of the Nationals tracks, are you really going to be wanting to ride a 125 against the big bikes? I feel like it's just a recipe for getting your cheeks clapped. Over. Oh, I've over-scrubbed it. That's not what I meant when I said over. Oh, I've ruined it. You're ruining it. You didn't see anything. We'll go around this, and we're up and over that. And we go exactly back to where we were, so I can scrub this a little bit this time. And that. Down here. Go double. I don't want to end up bouncing my head off of something again. And go, 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 go. Up. I find myself quite often getting stuck in too high of a gear on these bikes. And there's the finish line as well. So, that is 3 down, and we've got 1 more to go. Right, we get to be a Stallion one final time, and nice to see again that he's not just flipped the tracks and that's it. We have different lighting. It's like a different ambiance, different environment, which is really, really nice to see. And already some of these jumps are built quite a bit differently than the other way around. That outside line there looks huge. So I wonder if you can jump all the way down and triple that. This is what I mean with Endo. He's a very, very creative person. Doesn't really stick to the normal stuff all the time, which I really, really enjoy. And I guess if he's just kind of like piecing out from the community and the scene, he could have just maybe half-arsed a few tracks and gone, there you go, I'm off, see ya. And that was it, and been content with what he'd released previously. But to see that he's still putting in so much effort and mixing things up and keeping things interesting, even down to the last release, really shows what a creative and dedicated track builder he is. Up and over that. Oh, I shouldn't have whipped it. I find myself trying to whip absolutely everything these days, and it quite often bites me in the arse. Ah, they've removed the dragon's back that time, which does make sense. I mean, hitting a dragon's back just the other way around is... not sure I've ever seen that on a track before. Double into the corner. Round on the pegs, round the outside. Oh, I've accidentally hit the low line. Love that for me. Oh, so this one's very different. Like, very, very different to the original way around. Right, I want to try this outside at the top of this hill. This looks pretty interesting. And this way. Right around the outside. We're up. Oh, the front end tucked. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to trip all the way down there. Which I suppose is a smart thing. It will stop idiots like me trying to go for it and then just blowing the inside rut over and over again. That's scrub-a-dub-dub. Around the outside. Oh, a little bit short on the triple. Jesus, there are some hucks on this track. I'm thinking this one might be my favourite out of the 4 so far, actually. Send that. Oh, God. Gonna land in the face of this single. We're up. Triple. Tabletop. Oh, I'm gonna have to stretch this one out. Ah! It's fine. Up and over again. Just try and sneak around the inside. I cannot do that. I am washed up at this game already. You're up and over this. I feel bad. I feel like I'm not really doing... I don't think I'm doing much justice to these tracks today, where I'm not spending too much time on them. Maybe like 5-ish or less laps on each one. But they're very, very enjoyable. If I cut down, can I get a bigger... No, there is no chance getting all the way up and over that on the old 1-2 fizzle. It's not happening. We're up and over that. I love... I mean, these jump faces are built really, really well. They send you super high, which I really enjoy. Stretch this out. Try and downside the triple. Oh, survive it. Live. I'm going to try jumping to the right-hand side this time, so I've not got to deal with that single. Over that. And there, and I shouldn't have to stretch this triple out this time because I've actually downsided it normally. Up and over, dab the back brake, pitch the front end in. That's a smooth section. That's a really nice section. We're up and over again. See, once you actually get a flow going and you're not being a complete spud, actually enjoyable. Oh, go straight back to being a spud straight afterwards. We're up and over that. Yeah, jumping over that wall from the outside has got to be so much quicker than just hitting it normally. Step up. Get this normally for a change. Yep. Okay, the scaling is bang on what it should be. He's done a very, very good job on that. And boing. And one last left-hander. And we are at the finish line. Send it sideways for the imaginary fans. And I think that might do it for me today. As I said at the start of the video, bit of a sadder video that we're losing such a high quality track creator. I wish him all the best in whatever he's moving on to next. I hope he gets better as well. And that'll do it from me. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you can go and show Endo some love, please do so. I don't know if he's got a YouTube channel. I'm going to do some digging before this video goes live, and I'll plug it down below if he has got one. But yeah, that'll do it from me. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to. And until I catch you in the next video, peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain, even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want.